My name is Joseph Kirby, and I'm a former lead detective sergeant in San Bernardino County. I was supervising the major crimes unit between 2007 and 2015. San Bernardino County has a population of just over 2 million. We saw our shares of violent crimes, gang-related homicides, relatively large-scale drug busts, what have you. We probably ran upwards of 65 murders a year in the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Homicide Bureau, which is higher than the national average. I actually never intended to be a cop. I had aspirations of being a rock drummer, if you can believe that. But one of my friend's brothers was in the academy and it sounded cool. I liked how you really had to think on your feet, use your brain as well as your body. After only a few days in training, I was hooked, man. I had only been on patrol 2 years back then when this all started. I was like 29, 30 years old, still had most of my hair. Between 1993 and 1995, there were 3 murders in Riverside and San Bernardino County that we eventually realized were actually serial murders, and they had some ritualistic aspects. He ties the 3 of them to chairs around the dining room, facing each other. Deliberately facing each other, you understand? He places their feet into 5-gallon painter's buckets. I mean, he had prepared these things ahead of time. They had their names on them, literally. Ted, Tiffany, Samantha, written out. He draws 3 different lines, 1, 2, 3, like the kind you see in a measuring cup, but it's not for measuring out rice, it's for their blood. By volume, each line has its own word, description, whatever you want to call it. Going, gone. Once everyone is positioned in these things, he uses a box cutter to slash the femoral artery. Part of what really earns that term ritualistic, in my opinion, is anything done post-mortem. Normal homicide, you shoot a person, you stab a person, then you get the heck out of there. You don't stick around. Every second you wait is a chance to get caught. From what we can put together, the suspect hung around at least another 2 hours. He leaves the house and brings back a 24-foot extension ladder from his vehicle, and then he goes to work painting this thing on the ceiling. It's not a small room, and he goes almost wall to wall. That's almost 20 feet. And he does a good job, does a few layers. He's careful. There's almost no drips on the floor. He positions the bodies. And all of this he does without any neighbors seeing or hearing a thing. No fingerprints or DNA left at the scene. No motive, no relation to the victims. 3 days later, a new letter arrives in the mail.